GODSENT, you can see why they picked him up. Obviously, like you said, he's such a talent for them to have, and he's right behind Phelps in terms of stats over the last 3 months, sitting at 318 frags and a plus 56 kill to death differential, along with 23 3-kill plus rounds, 7 4Ks in the mix there. So yeah, he is certainly one to watch out for, but again, it's Phelps at the top. He's a monster and will be the player to watch as well in this matchup.
Just to talk you guys through the veto real quick, we're going to start out with Nuke. This is Strife's map pick, so they're starting on the T side, as one would expect. Okay, ripper of a shot here. Barton trying to deny them any space in towards the upper side. It's a bit of a retake setup here. It's a wee smidge unusual, but there's flashes to go over the lip to allow them through. There's alerts marked prone, so they were very much ready for this. Oh, the player in mid will get overwhelmed. Phelps blinded up by a good flashbang. And okay, Saturn turns it back the other way. Saturn's still alive here. It's a 2v2. Barton making this a little bit more equal, a little more even, but now Barton has it all to do. He has the kit, but he didn't anticipate Saturn getting up close in their face on the wrap, and that will be a pistol round for Strife. Nicely done. So the rest of this veto, Nuke, then we'll go to Vertigo for map number 2, and if we get to the decider, it'll be Mirage.
Yeah, so I believe Nuke is Strife's map pick, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's the best map in their pool, even though things haven't exactly been great. This is formerly known as Recon 5, by the way, for anyone who was following back in the day. They've played it 28 times so far in 2021, perfect 500 at 14 and 14, and a plus 12 round differential. So it is kind of a new roster, of course, more close to the Russian Canadians core from a couple of seasons ago than necessarily the Recon 5 core, featuring Austin, Saturn, and Jules from that roster. And you have Slight and Stamina being added into the mix. And Slight is an excellent opper, I have to say. He's certainly one that could make a difference here for Strife, who, I mean, are the underdog, in every way.
Oh, Tumao can have some opportunities here. They've seen on GODSENT, they're a team that constantly shuffles the roles of who's going to be picking up which gun and the when where.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Dumel with the sniper in this round. Potentially on this map. He holds the ramp room. It's not a bad position to keep your AVP. A lot of presence towards lower. GODSENT anticipated the play on in, but instead, first contact might actually be here with Barton in the hut. Lato just with the deagle to watch if they come through Squeaky, but it is going to be this SMG from Barton that gets an opportunity. Another play up the vent. Smoke drop to give cover. This is an interesting hold. Meanwhile, 2 players have worked their way in towards heaven. That's what everybody's waiting for here. Stamina and Austin. They've got a ton of control up around. They're going to be able to pincer on in towards the site, and there's not really going to be a whole lot that GODSENT can do about this. So we're going to need to see some wild individual plays to make this possible. It's going to come to clear. No, they overlook Taco. 2 found. A rifle gain. Nothing to do for it. And they lose the hut. Okay, at least they trade out the hut position, but Taco's now there. A catastrophe here for Strife. A massive oversight to give Taco this much free reign. And now he's going to pressure them for it. The plays around. Here comes the clear. And it's going to be Phelps to put the final bullet in his back. 2 rifles can be retrieved. Guns taken over and a defuse on. And it all comes to one overlooked Taco boy.
Oh, yes, indeed. Not enough utility committed towards Squeaky Door by Strife in that round. You have to make sure that no one is waiting around that corner, especially not Taco, who can certainly doll him out with the best of them, Mike, and he's going to get a 3K on the round and tie this one up at 1-1. That's a great bounce back for GODSENT here, and looking over at their stats here on Nuke, they're very strong, in fact, Mike. 12 maps played so far this year, 9 wins, 3 losses, and a plus 45 round differential. To note, I did not include their advanced stats in that, just HLTV stats, because, yeah, as mentioned, it might make things a little lopsided.
Ooh. A little bit of a smoke, try and get them forward here. It is just going to be the Glocks. 1 P250. Maybe a potential to get down secret if they do. Time for Dumao to make some money. He's glass cannon. He's glass cannon. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why doesn't he have armor? Hello? This could be a problem, actually. He's He's very vulnerable to these blocks, and he will go down. Saturn even got the TK, so deny that kill reward money from your opponents. Bomb now been found, and Bart with the XM! He's going to make that money straight on back. $2,700 in kill reward as well as an upgrade to the Khalil, which, I'll be honest with you, is that an upgrade? Debatable.
Yeah, it depends. But, I mean, he's happy to have it, I suppose. And he's going to go to that Galil. And we talked about Taco, we talked about Phelps and Dumao, but there's also Barton, right? This team is stacked with talent. Barton was a star when he was over on Team 1 and really helped power them forward, especially when the team was struggling a little bit, having their dips. He was always there to deliver the firepower that they needed at critical junctures. What an excellent pickup for GODSENT to get under their belts. And Team 1 since have done well without him and have recovered, but still, it was a bit of a struggle once he left. Oh, Lotto's going to get a 2K here on Saturn, and Austin Phelps drops Slight and get Jules in turn. So it's only stamina left. He comes around the corner, but what could he possibly do? The Tech 9 cannot connect on a shot, and Phelps cleans it up. Easy round for GODSENT.
I will say, the only thing for GODSENT, obviously they're going to convert the round. It's going to be fine. But some of the angles they're taking on these gunfights are... They're peeking a little wide against the pistols, right? So that instead of just fighting one at a time and then moving around the corner, you're fighting two. Obviously, that round 2 ago with Dumao with the glass cannon Khalil was a whole bunch of weirdness for different reasons. But even in that fight, maybe those are situations where the specific fights and angles they're taking would be punished by superior weaponry. It doesn't really matter here, and it probably won't matter in the long run. It's just something to keep in the back of your head in case it keeps happening against the rifles.
Yeah. I mean, also, there's probably that modicum of confidence that's coming through, right?
Yeah.
And they're feeling good, and they feel like, potentially, I don't know what's going through their minds, but I imagine they feel like they're the superior opponent, or the superior team right now.
So where is Dumao holding that off? He's still going to be rocking around in ramp room, deep back by the orange box, but this is something to keep an eye on. Smokes are going to be thrown. This is a bit of a fake. Bit of a fake coming through here. A Strife look to take some lobby control. And maybe press into an A-Rap. Could be a vent drop as well. Do they have the smokes for it? They still do. Could be a vent drop. We've seen Taco play fairly aggressive to deny this before, but this time it'll be the responsibility of Flop. Up on top of the hut. It's a big kill to find for stamina. That opens things up. He's going to try and work his way towards heaven. I think this is eventually going to end into a pinch on A. He's low, though. Alone, solo, dolo. Don't know that he's going to be able to get much out of that position, so instead they're going to reroute. And well, now he's dead. Oh, how does that not come out as a kill? Okay, so much damage done, but they survive, and now it's a 2v4. These players are limping for sure, but this round's done. You can't go for it, Dumao. There's no way. Even with these players so very low, it's just turned back the other way.
Yeah, there's really nothing Dumao can do from this position. The bomb is going to explode. He just wants to save the AWP. Even though there's money on Taco and Phelps, you don't want to give away 4750. And yeah, Dumao will be falling back here. But good job by Strife. Nice entries coming through at the hands of Joel's, the 2K there, and then Slight locking things down with his op, staring on through Mini and making sure that no one would come down that path. So Strife going to get their second on the board. And I do want to talk a little bit about this Strife roster because they recently got quite a bit of LAN experience. At least 3 of them did. Stamina playing for NA's finest at Fragadelphia 15, and Slight and Saturn, they went there with Infinity Gauntlet, and both teams had pretty nice runs. Stats were pretty strong for all 3 of them, in fact. And if you look at Slight, I mean, he was really impressed me throughout all the Fragadelphia satellite events and even at Frag 15. But you look at him over the last month, 368 frags and a plus 66 kill to death differential, along with 23 3-kill plus rounds. So, I mean, he's, as I mentioned, a very good opper, and I think we're going to see some of that come through here. It's going to have to if they want to beat GODSENT.
Op duel. There we go. Slate can get the better of Taco here. The investment into the double op not paying out. Taco wanted to get hyper aggressive. GODSENT forcing the issue early. This is a boost up by the vent. This is weird. Unorthodox to say the least. A little bit of a heal clip of damage as the cost for that rather unusual play. A duel in the garage will come with Phelps the victor. He might get punished by the player on Schmallow, and he's still taking some risky movement considering that presence, but he's already gotten away. And I don't think he was spotted doing so, so they'll have to respect that outside presence for the time being. Instead, they'll press into ramp. where Dumao is holding a very passive angle. Wanted nothing to do with this, and smoke will confirm it. Path in towards lower. On they go. The player in control. There's a player in decon, though. Reinforcements were here quickly. It's actually pulled back out. What was that? A little bit of an aggressive peeking face there for Lato. Let's get punished with no one in position to support him. Big kill to find on the lurk. That does enable the retake. It's at least a possibility, but with a Mag 7 in tow, it's going to be challenging to make this work. The shotgun, very limiting in terms of the fights they can take. So for the time being, Barton will try and set up the teammates. And they'll start to clear in. Time is short. Time is majorly an issue. It's already ticking away. Comes the clear. Here comes the aggression. Peering through the door. This is the one angle where the shotgun might actually be favored. Close in. There, it's been revealed. It's the rifle. Ooh, and an upgrade available. Player in the rat hole. Player just to the left behind the blue boxes. Here it comes. Rat hole cleared out. All onto Joel. They've left the time. They don't have the clock. And that's going to be the round win for Joel. The kills to boot. He'll go up with the bomb and won't even. Okay. Wow.
All right.
Great round for Strife.
Yeah, that was excellent. I mean, they really held off GODSENT enough anyway in order to ensure that that win would come through. Joel's very, very patient at the back boxes of the B site, waited and waited and waited until they had to come down and go for that defusal, and then he mopped up the 3K, made it look easy. And Strife, they've got 3 on their board on their T side. And I mean, the momentum in their favor, things going well, and they're fending off the aggression from GODSENT, which is good.
One of the things about this GODSENT roster is they really don't play a lot of Nuke. We don't have a lot of maps on record for them recently in general.
Yeah.
But I mean, you go back the last 3 months. Yeah, you have to go back into the last 6 months to really get their Nuke games, and it has been a very successful map for them.
Yeah.
But it's been a minute. And,
well,
okay, go on.
No, I was just going to say they have a 6-game win streak on it. They've been Team 1 on it twice. Bad News Bears, Extra Salt, and Triumph. The old Triumph roster with Shake. So those are all formidable opponents. I got the words out.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely an interesting one to bring to bear against them.
Mm-hmm.
They're an interesting roster at this point in time because they've been like 2 months not playing an official. Nice exchange there for Taco, and now here we go. Here's the Jin again. Somehow they brought this back to bear. What was that from Dumao? Did he just... Did he see Dumao? Joel's? I don't quite know what happened there. But the op's been retrieved. The rifle as well. He should not be allowed over the lip. 35 seconds with which to work. Shot miss. The rifle will try and finish it, but they're forcing the issue. They're forcing this fight. And Joel's, well, he's limping, but he just needs one headshot. That's all that's required of him, and he's looking for it. 4 bullets in the magazine, 4 attempts at it. One more tag, and he's about dead. Can't even afford to take the fall damage with the bomb plant in. Phelps will make his move. First shot wins it. Headshot for Joel's, or he's likely bust. He's been allowed to slip away into the hut. Oh, Phelps still thinks he's behind the cooling tower. This could be bad. He's discounting the possibility. Joel's has given them full slip. He's got the full wrap on him. He's going to be flanked. Phelps better get a move on now. Admitting the possibility. He's just going to go ahead and stick it on the first, but it's a full 10-second defuse required of him. Scholes is eventually going to spam this, presumably. There it comes in. Back the other way. The kill comes through, but there's not enough time. The round's been won. Joel's did it.
Man, Joel's in the clutch twice now. Coming up for his team. Played the time well, and Phelps just could not connect with those shots. I'm actually surprised. I guess Phelps was thinking that he was going to fake the plan and pop around the corner, so he didn't push up. But I'm surprised he didn't at least try to gain a little bit of ground and get closer to the cooling towers, because as a result, well, you saw Joel's able to slip through hut, and after that point, he gains the advantage in that 1v1. Well, timeout going to be called now, yeah.
Well, I'll let you take it away here, John, in the timeout.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's just a good job by Joel's, and he was a player that actually performed quite well at the Premier level. Had a bit of a problem with allegations recently, Mike. I don't want to get into it too much because I think there's a lot of drama going on in that regard on Twitter right now, so I'll leave it at that. He just wasn't able to play for a little bit, but he's back in action. Name has been cleared, and he is ready to go, it seems, with already 8 frags on the board and leading the way for his squad. He's always a player that's impressed me in terms of his mechanical ability, and oftentimes he's been the top frag on rosters, but it's the consistency that has been lacking for him. Sometimes he'll be incredible, then he'll go on these crazy slumps and won't be able to really get out of them.
A Zeus in the hands of Barton. And nothing in the hands of Phelps, because he's dead. He's dead. He's dead. Barton Zeus time. Is anyone even going to give him the opportunity? No, probably not. Seems very unlikely at this point with 2 kills outside that they would even think about threatening a hut play. Nice shot for Dumao. Looking for more, perhaps. A flashbang to set up a peek. As he comes around the angle, the ult might have him. Slight not quite going to be able to squeeze off that angle, but he's repositioned for the next. And the longer this fight lasts outside, the better it is for GODSENT. Or sorry, for Strife. They've certainly got the firepower to take this one through. All right.
I mean,
Hutler,
yeah.
come on. Come on, Jules. Go down there. Test the Zeus. Test the Zeus. You know you want to. You know you want to think about it. Well, it's not going to happen, but the lower site will be taken for free here, John.
Yeah, this should be Strife taking the...
Oh,
Oh,
no, get the Zeus kill. Ah, commit to the bit. We die to the HP here. Okay, kill is found. Now they can save an AK and an op into the next round if they want to.
I think they might think about going for this one, Mike. You know, you got 3 players at ramp. Stamina around the corner. They are jumping down. Stamina will get only one traded out. 2v2. They got an op and an AK, and they're feeling feisty. Trying to go around this corner. Barton gets spotted out by Austin. Now
No
1v2 at 3 HP. You have to save the op now. There's no reason to go for this.
No more peek. Can you get far enough away from the bomb? Yeah. Sprint into spawn. Sprint. Sprint. Don't stop for that angle. Sprint. Literally 1 tick and you're dead. Go. All right. Op will live to fight another day. I mean, even that face, yes, it's a brief. We got no armor. They're coming through a choke point where their positioning is known, right?
Right.
It's so tough situationally to be able to convert that, to bring that through with no kit, no nothing.
Well, I think, obviously, they felt confident going for the aim duels, and I don't necessarily mind it. Their economy was in a pretty good spot, so taking that risk in that situation, yeah, it's okay. But for Strife, this is already a good T side. You got 5 rounds on the board, looking for a 6th here, and GODSENT haven't exactly looked like they've been in control of this one. Some questionable aggression that you called out earlier, Mike, and positioning not as good as it possibly could be, so perhaps some overconfidence coming into play here. And good on Strife for punishing it.
Certainly. Certainly, I'm liking what we're seeing from their new T side. I mean, I think it's pretty well put together. We've seen some clever plays. Here's going to come just the burst on towards A, but a smoke in will slow them down and bottle them up. Not going to be able to go through with it. Okay, Dumao aggressive outside. Will catch Joel's. Pressure's going to come back into the ramp, but Taco's just going to give it up. This is the right play. Make your way in towards lower. Don't take a fight where you have the disadvantage. Give him the space and back off. Dumao, does he know someone's already crossed this? Yeah, he does.
Oh.
It's the shot, not the kill. Damage taken back the other way, but they want to chase this. They want to get in towards heaven. There's 2 players positioned to ward them off if they do make this play. It's going to be first contact for Lotto, and he's got to be good. And, well, he is. He is. And not only that, Dumao's now gotten up here. So there is no easy way for them to go. They're pretty hemmed in, and Strife are just down to 3, including Stamina, who's limping.
30 seconds left for Strife to make their move, and well, that's not too bad. Stamina clears out heaven at the very least. Taking out Dumao, picking up an AK for himself, but there's still 2 players on this A site. It's not an easy path down there, especially with Stamina down to only 2 HP. Oh no, he misses the jump. He goes too far. Can't hit the lip of the roof, and instead falls to his death. That leaves Saturn and Slight isolated. Taco will spray down Slight, and then Phelps flicks around to spot Saturn. Oof, that's rough though.
Big oof. Not quite the Sunny. Not the same spot. But that's I think my favorite death and self-death in suicide in CSGO history is when he was. It was a I think it was a 1v9. He just fell off the rafter.
Yep.
With like 3 HP. Great moment. Great moments in Counter-Strike. Up there with the Summit 1G.
That one is just iconic. He literally coined the phrase 1G that we see still to this day in Counter-Strike matches.
Oh, flash actually goes past. That's odd enough. Taco tries to turn away from the flashbang and oddly turns into it. A little bit of an oof. We've seen some of these pistol rounds get a little bit shaky. That drops the bomb. Should be all right, but there's already a player in control room. Dumal, I think, has had the calms about this. He's able to back away. They're trying to chase down this kill. But Dumal's not going to miss. He won't flinch. He won't shoot too early. GODSENT aren't going to take casualties. They were definitely going to convert the round, but they'll keep it from being expensive as well.
Yeah, this is more of the GODSENT we were expecting to see. Cool, calm, collected, and precise in their shots and execution. So there you go. GODSENT up to 5 rounds. The last 2 have been very clean. They built up a decent amount of economy as a result as well. And yeah, Dumal on that op is really impressive, but we do see GODSENT, like you alluded to earlier, Mike, swing that op around amongst different players depending on the map. It's Dumal right now, but we've seen Phelps with it, Barton, and I think even Lotto with the AWP in his hands, and that's what Taco was saying when we interviewed him after that matchup that we casted last season. I can't remember which one it was, Mike. Even it might have been for a Mythic Cup. Either way, he said they want to move it around, and they're fine with that. Barton and Lotto going to do work here, and Lotto with the 4K! Oh my goodness! Dropping bodies and making it an easy 6 for GODSENT. Wow.
Okay, Lotto. He's usually one of their quieter players, right? And that's a pop-off round. All right, he was having a decent game. I mean, 6 and 7, nothing incredible, but just mow them all down. No problem here to pull GODSENT into the lead. 4 nades for Strife. Heavy investment considering the round situation. What do? Nade bomb outside? Blow off the squeaky door? Where do the next 3 nades go? Where do the next 3 HEs go? Mini. Okay. On they go. Specifically to clear Lotto's position by the second vent. He's done a ton of damage, but has not found a single kill. So does he know that players have gotten down? Well, certainly Taco does now. 1, 2, and for the 3rd, he'll lose his life to the pistol. That should be a bomb plant. That should be a bomb plant. If Saturn can retrieve this, he's trying to plant it open, but his butt's sticking out, and Phelps has been on the chase. So now a bomb plant looking like a distant possibility. But Joel's with a rifle. What can you make of this? 1v3, bomb out of his reach. Could just consider saving the AK. But he'll just die. That's okay.
Nope. Yep. He'll just go down.
I think he got 3k from dying, so there's no real reason to save onto the AK, right?
No,
make more from deaths.
They're on full loss bonus, so yeah, there's no reason for him to worry too much about the AK, but he tried for something. Unfortunately for him, GODSENT was ready and waiting, and they pick up a 7th for themselves on a nice little run for themselves. And yeah, we're going to go into this one. Strife will have 4 AKs, but yeah, maybe that AK would have helped stamina at the very least, because he has to go with the Galil instead. And he will be leading the charge towards the outer yard. Looking around the edge of the smoke, Phelps has managed to sneak in towards that red box on the blue box side of it. So he could do a little bit of damage if Strife doesn't hard clear this one. And Stamina is just going to hang around for a little while, and I think he might be falling back. It looks like Strife are leaning more in towards that B ramp room or lobby than outer yard.
Dumal time? Dumal completely smoked off, so it's Phelps time instead. Only 1 player here. They clear him. So wary. Stamina and Phelps shadowboxing here. Ooh, just on either side of this tiny box. This case of radioactive material. Man, they're just leaving that in the parking lot for a case that says radioactive on it. That seems pretty casual. That exchange isn't going to come in. Meanwhile, ramp control is going to be taken. Taco looking for some info back up. He's going to get himself a kill and be able to duck away as well. That's 1 for 3. Oh, Phelps should have been dead there,
Yes.
but somehow gets the gun back out, and they will think they're lucky stars for that one. Should have been no world where he gets that. Instead, it's going to be all on to Slight. First kill found in this 1v4. Has the bomb, doesn't have a plant, has 15 seconds. Obviously, has to come over this lip. It's the only option. It's the only option. He's been spotted. They're not going to react. Shit around the bomb plant. Are there nades to chase him out? No, not yet. There's a nade to go around, but it does very little damage on it. Pressure back in. First player found, but that was to distract for Taco. Taco manages to convert. It's a costly round, but it is a round in the bank nonetheless. And we're coming to the end of the half, so the money may not much matter. 8 found here for GODSENT.
Yeah, excellent little trade there at the end. You saw GODSENT, like you mentioned, they had to sacrifice one player to distract. They did, and the pincer attack came in afterwards. It was a guaranteed trade, and it came through. So GODSENT will take this lead into the next half of action, picking up those 8 rounds. The question is, do they get a couple more and pick up what is considered a good CT side with the 10 rounds here on Nuke? But Strife, well, they have other plans. They've been pretty good. They've already got 5 here, hunting down their 6th. AKs across the board, good chunky utility to work with as well, and they're already going to throw a few smokes here, one going towards that outer yard and one right in front of the squeaky door at the A site, so they can work their magic. And it looks like for the time being they are going to stack 3 players up at the outer yard, getting ready to push through eventually, you'd have to imagine. But they're very wary, Mike. I think they're expecting more aggression from GODSENT than GODSENT is delivering their way. Uh-oh, audio cue there for Jules.
I don't know if Taco was close enough to hear that. I don't think so. I don't think so. Wouldn't be that much of a surprise that somebody's holding ramp either. There's some utility sailing around here to make Dumao's life difficult, but that's actually into the steps, and he's not there. He's tucked in secret. We'll be able to come around, but his first kill is Saturn. This time Saturn gets the better of him. Phelps had the last laugh last time. It's a different story. Though they don't know they've still got a player in secret. Somebody's got to be watching for it, and it is going to be Stamina. Does Dumao come around? He's been playing this patient. Taco with a kill might allow him to take his time again. He's looking the right direction. Doesn't die, which is impressive in its own right. Stamina unable to zero in that kill. Won't be able to take the dangerous Opera out of the round just yet. But Jules, late lurk out ramp, and Taco doesn't know which way to look. He's got responsibility for both sides of the ramp room, and it just slips away. Now he knows they're coming, but that might just have been a distraction. They're coming around, and he's made his way into heaven. A lot of noise in doing so, though, and they will catch him. They will punish. Now pressure onto Lato. Have to find multiple. With only one, that should just about do the round. Dumao? Is he going for this? Okay, no. No? Yes? Dead.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he would have been able to get out without making noise, but he went down again. I'm not sure, maybe to clear it up, make sure no one was coming up the vent. And when he got back up, there was one footstep. Joel's heard it and then flicked around to find the headshot. So Strife do indeed find a 6. That's an excellent T side for them. And looking over at GODSENT, they still will be able to scrounge together a actually really good buy-up. Only a couple of players short in terms of utility over on the Strife side. They got those AKs. Now the AWP up and running for Slight, as GODSENT now going to throw some aggressive utility down the outer yard. Slight's waiting for this to come through. Strife, in fact, I've been waiting for the last 3 rounds for GODSENT to do exactly that. But now Phelps slows up once more. He just wants to get into that spot tucked into the corner next to blue box at the outer yard. And Dumao is, of course, supporting on the other side. So it is a good setup.
This is a tense round. 30 seconds, 40 seconds into the round, and no one's dead just yet. Here comes the move. Dumao smoked off of his angle. He's going to come to pressure around, but it's Phelps who's again the threat. Pushed up aggressive by the red box, and they're going to wander straight into his crosshair, not checking it at all. Second player here, and he won't realize Stamina's able to get the trade. It's not a catastrophe just yet. Now up close. There's one. Second player there. Gotta test him. Ooh, the timing almost works out for Austin. Can't quite steal that one away. But that could have been a catastrophe. Pressure in towards A. 2 players coming out the hut. Peeking on the angle. That does very little damage, cooking so much of the cooling towers, and now the reinforcements are here for the CT side. GODSENT working in tandem, working as a group, trying to shut this on down, and, well, it's not looking good. They won't be able to escape. It's going to be a 9-6 half. We'll have to see how this one plays out after this quick break.
change. I'm gonna be real honest this time. I'm okay with it, I am more than fine. I'm gonna roll a less red dice now. Tell me I won't get out. Tell me I won't get out. I wanna walk the sky alone among the stars without forgetting who I was or have to look back that far. And I don't want to forget who, get who. And are you just fucking around in my mind one last time? I'm gonna be real honest this time. I'm okay with it, I am more than fine. I'm gonna roll a less red dice now. Tell me I won't get out. Tell me I won't get out. Tell me I won't. Trap me inside your walls now. Tell me I won't get out. Tell me I won't get out. Crush me with all that you are now. Tell me I won't get out. So tell me I won't get out.
And we're back here, folks, with the second half. It's a 3-round lead for GODSENT, but Strife with a stronger T side than perhaps we were expecting. Needless to say, the game is afoot here, John.
Indeed it is, and I think GODSENT early on in that first half getting punished for the over-aggression, and good on Strife to wait for them to make the mistake. And yeah, honestly, I think this could have been a little better for GODSENT on their CT side had they been a little more careful earlier on. You saw them get serious towards the latter part of it, but, you know, is that going to be enough to ensure that they can come out and get the win here? Well, that's another question. As Talk is going to open the door, throw that smoke into Mini. The nade, well, it looked good, but it only connects for damage on one player. That's Phelps, who's down to 88. Here they come, charging on forward towards that A site. And Strife, I think they're going to give them the bomb plant going for the full-on retake.
I've seen a lot of teams run the retake A strat. Haven't really seen it work too well, but I have seen a lot of teams running it lately.
Yeah.
I feel like you need to get one kill from the Heaven guy for it to really work. That's a nice timely nade. GODSENT tried to run this themselves, so they certainly know how this one works out. Lotso a little awkward, but Phelps and Barton gonna be able to zero these in. Kill for stamina, that distracts just enough, so never mind. Making me eat my words here. It's left to Demo. If he just pulls that player off the bomb, he's won. Just has to pull the player off the bomb, but they're just gonna stick it in front of him, and that's gonna be defuse on. Shots hit for Dumao, but he waited just a titch too long to do it. That will be the round for Strife.
Wow. The full-on 5v5 retake, and Strife pulls it off. I love the first one that came through. Saturn just jumps down from heaven on top of the head of, I can't remember who it was, but just jumped on top of his head and managed to hit the shot. as he landed down there. So, I mean, that's a great way to open things up and at least distract the GODSENT players. And Stamina came through with a nice little 2K as well to really make that viable. It's just Dumao had to peek around a little bit earlier, and the timing was not on his side. So Strife get on the board very quickly here in the second half. And GODSENT's lead is now cut to 2. Although they did get the bomb plant, so they're going to have a respectable buy-up coming into the second round.
They've been saving a little bit more forward than I would have expected. Maybe another rifle could have been out here, but no, they're going to try and get done with the Deags. And to be fair, I will never doubt the Brazilian Deagles. Pressure going to be on the site. There's 2 players here, but that's a sweep of the first. Saturn, good timing on the peek around. Got to deal with the players in many, and well, that's going to be a little too much to deal with. All left to Dumao. Oh, man, that's looking like a shutdown round. Ripper of shots from Dumao, but not quick enough to be able to turn on to the next. Strife. They overcome the force buy, and no bomb plant in that one means there's not likely to be another force. This is a chance for Strife to pull straight into the lead.
It absolutely is. Wow. I'm impressed so far.
Yeah.
Everyone carrying their weight on that Strife side. And you're looking over at GODSENT Mike, they actually went for it. They forced up 2 MAC-10s, a Deagle, a Tech-9, and a Galil. That's a very aggressive and surprising call. Could have just gone for the Deagles or some pistols into this round and gone for the full-on buy-up in the next one, but okay. Let's see what they have in mind. Maybe they're just going to go for the quick take of the A site, and they have confidence in it, and they do find one from Taco's MAC-10. Joel's goes down, Molotov thrown into heaven, and they have the bomb plant. 4v4, now a 4v3 as Barton drops another one with the MAC-10. So it's working. Dumao, Austin, and Dumao is going to win that one. Wow, Mike.
Wow. All right, so clearly this was the moment, this was the time, and at this point, Strike just have to back away. They have to save. I think I understand the call from GODSENT's perspective. Obviously, it worked, so now I definitely understand it. But even then, right, once that CT economy stabilizes, it's so tough to deal with as the T's. So you try and punch them in the mouth one more time, shatter them here, and then you got a chance to run. The funniest part of that round was when Taco got the initial kill coming on towards site, he continued shooting for a second and actually blasted his opponent's M4 into the wall, which I don't even think he saw, because there is now, if I'm not mistaken, an M4 wedged into the wall on a site.
Wow. I didn't even see that one. That's crazy. Well, I mean, that's a good take from GODSENT, and that's one of the advantages of going for the quick take with the MAC-10 on the A site. There are a lot of really close angles, and if you hit your shots, as GODSENT did, well, you can clear it out extremely quickly. So, GODSENT do get to double digits, up to 10. Lead is extended back to 2 rounds. Strife, though, they want to go for a force buy of their own. Mike and Joel's getting very aggressive into Hut with the Swag 7. I do like the play, though, because if GODSENT decides to push one up here, at least Joel's is almost certainly guaranteed one, unless they throw a flashbang and clear out this close angle.
Oh, Joel's going poking, going peeking. Actually increasing the distance needed for the shotgun shot slightly. I don't know if it'll much matter. GODSENT holding for this crunch. A crunch that will not come, it doesn't seem. 2 players in secret, the biggest stack that we've got right now. And if they just go ramp, it's a pretty good read. They'll have to deal with Saturn. Saturn's got the one big gun, but should they find this kill, well, then they're good. Smoke's gonna come out, and they'll respect it. So this could funnel them back into the shotgun. Joel's creeping forward. Oh, can't peek around there, Joel's. Gotta stay patient. Like a fisherman. Don't want to tug that line too soon. And they are, in fact, going to double back into it. Ramp. Now pressure's on for Saturn. Gets some damage and falls. He's not gotten the kill, but he is baiting the heck out of there. And there comes the kill. A second as well. Saturn looking for more. Can't quite have it, but his teammates are there on the flank quickly. They were ready to explode in towards lobby as soon as they were given an opportunity. The opportunity, well, it now knocks. Huge kills, but Joel's just with a USP will slow this down, and there's only 12 seconds left. Taco has to plant this bomb. He has to plant this bomb. And he's going to get it forced down. Austin on the chase. Can he catch him before he comes off of it? No, not quite. They'll both have a chance at the shot. Taco, 1 HP. Cannot finish off Austin. 1 HP. The dream here for Austin. He pulls it through. What an amazing force back for Strife here. That was an excellently read plan, right? They resist the temptation to go for the lobby crunch up until they know the pressure comes into ramp, and then they are lightning fast on the flank. So huge. The moment that Saturn got in terms of not getting a kill, but slowing them down for just a moment with his drop in.
Yeah, I want to highlight Saturn more as well because he does so much damage, gets the spot, information on his side, like you said, lightning fast flank coming in, and then on top of it all, Saturn's movement is perfect, so he gets in a great position to spot out 2 players who are trying to come down ramp and buy even more time for his teammates to come in on that flank. So Strife, well done, yeah, on their forced buy back, but GODSENT were able to build up enough money with that bomb plant to get the rifles back into this one, and another engagement potentially happening very early on in the round. Slight was pushing up, and he does escape without taking any damage. The buy-up from Strife, well, it isn't as good because that CT economy takes a couple of rounds to get under your feet, so it's going to be a couple of MP9s, an M4, an AK, and a FAMAS, but the MP9 is no slug, especially from close range, even mid-range.
I mean, yeah, we've seen it work for them for sure. Smokes to give cover. I think Slight may have an angle through the 2 of them. He's trying to figure out if he does. He definitely does. So he'll be able to jump spot to see if they actually do go down secret, and they'll send another salvo of smokes. There are now 4 smokes committed outside. 5 smokes committed? Counting is hard. No one has a smoke left, so there are as many smokes as there were available for the T side, committed to doing some stuff outside, and Taco has taken advantage of them to get all the way around. Slight's holding for it though. Slight knows it's a possibility, and Slight is going to delete him as soon as he rounds that corner. Wow. So all those smokes and you still die on entry. Not a great result here for GODSENT.
Not yet anyway. I mean, Austin is waiting from admin, waiting for someone to come into this ramp room. That Molotov's going to take him down to 46. He really held that angle for a long time, but eventually gave up on it. And Saturn's also eating a Molotov. He will go down to Phelps. Joels and Slight trade them back, though. Strife have the edge, and now they have a 3v1. Barton, the last one standing. He's overloaded. And Strife have come back again, and we're tied up.
We are, in fact, tied up. Nicely done here for Strife. They're really gutting it through some tough rounds. GODSENT trying some cheeky things, trying to run out the clock, but Strife is not biting on anything before they need to. I think that's what I'm most impressed about here. A lot of teams at this level, you'll see when they're sort of given those invitations into certain angles, they'll jump on them. They'll overreact, they'll over-respond. Not Strife. They're very patient in what they hold. They know what they want to hold. They know what position they're responsible for. And they trust that it'll come to pass eventually. So GODSENT's attempts to run the clock down and bait in some aggression don't really work too well. He's going to come event drop, presumably. No, they're actually just overwhelming the site up top. Joel's, no one's looking for him. They've completely overlooked him on the hut. He will only get 1, but it's damage onto his second. Still, this fast play has been successful by most measures. Almost be planted. Grenade would ruin their day, but there is no HE available here for Strife. I said they're going to have to retake with the guns. Player down vent, player in the hut, player at mini. Wrap is coming on. Dumau's now spotted that, so he's got the information at least. His teammates can play off of it. But if GODSENT don't give any fights away, there's little that Strife can do here. There comes the first peek. There comes another kill coming in. It's starting to get very awkward indeed. Massive kill to find Filato. And it's all into Austin now. He knows he's dancing. They're just trying to buy time. They've already won this on the clock, and Phelps will make sure of it.
I think a little over aggressive on the peaks there for GODSENT. You don't really have to go for much of anything, but they gave Strife a couple of opportunities, and Strife capitalized on it, made the round even more interesting than perhaps it had to be, especially from GODSENT's perspective. And Strife going to call a timeout here just to talk things over because their economy is getting a little bit soft, so to speak, and they want to decide what they're going to end up doing here. Probably just going to be maybe a pistol on Joel's and everyone else going for the full-on save because, yeah, they can't really afford to spend much in this round. I would even say maybe Joel's saves completely as well so they can get the op up and running sooner.
I'd imagine that's the case. They're going to be discussing it here. It's not a great scenario to be in. They were so close to being able to pull ahead here and on that CT side. Oh, that's nice. But yeah, I think you gotta really go in. Okay. I mean, it's a double eco for a lot of them.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it entirely. Saving a little bit of extra capital would have been nice, but they're gonna risk it with Deco here. Deco with a sole SMG, so they're going for it. All right. All right. This is a huge swing round now, folks. Death or glory. 2 players down lower immediately for the CT side. This is interesting. Slate and Stamina. Gonna make contact. Lockdown holding for them. 1 dead. 2 almost dead. Somehow doesn't even take a bullet back. He nades himself for damage. Like, come on, guys. Here's what you were missing. Oh, Slate. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do here? Oh, what is about to happen? Slate might just pull off the cheeky play of the century. Someone's got to be looking. Nobody's looking. All right. This is probably not going to matter. Oh, that could have been huge. I don't know what he was going to do out of that position, but it could have been awesome. It was a really ratty position. Could have found something out of it. Instead, it's going to be left to Austin. And Slight is barely here at this point to find some damage. Good kill for Austin, though. He's got a rifle now. So is Slight. Something to work with here. But not for long. Really disappointed nothing happened with Slight's position there. That was so ratty.
Yeah, we switched into
such a ratty spot, man.
We switched into the ASMR casting for a moment there, but yeah, no, I honestly was hoping that he would be able to do something as well, and just nothing came of it. And here's the problem with that force buy. Yes, I mean, you're on a double save anyway, but still, it's 12-10. If you wouldn't have forced up in the previous round, I mean, to be honest, they could have gotten, well, some MP9s, maybe even some M4s up and running in this one, and I would have liked that better than what I saw in the previous one. Anyway, look, it's far from over. GODSENT perhaps going to be on for a 13th here, and look at the aggression from Strife. Taka waiting for it, gets 1, 2, 3, knocking them down like bowling pins here. Only Austin and Slight remain, and Austin's going to get spotted and cleaned out too, Mike. This is an easy round for GODSENT.
If you heard of the Slight 1v5 USP, I haven't either. Anyway. All right, so GODSENT with the 3-round lead. Now, here's where the investment's going to come through from Strife. There will be limitations if they do it. The op's not really a possibility unless Jules goes glass cannon. So, what's your call here? What do you do? What do you do? You just going to fall on your default? Or you going to get spicy with a little aggression? Buy a kit, 7. Buy a kit. Buy a kit. Buy a kit. There we go.
Did.
Oh, God. Oof. Oh, man. I could just see it right now. He had that $400 left over, no kit, and then eventually it comes down to a kitless defuse being the issue. Oh, poor Stamina.
Oh man, not how you want to start a round, getting tagged by Dumao over at Secret, and he falls back very quickly, realizing, you know what, I don't want to die that quickly into the round. I want to fall back and wait for them to come on over to this B site. And you can see Joel's pop a smoke for a squeaky door now to prevent anyone from pushing out on the GODSENT side, but perhaps that will assist them get into the vent. That's, I'm not sure I like that smoke. Maybe a little bit off. Either way, GODSENT going to make their move. They go into A. Phelps gets 1 and a second, maybe even a third as he's looking up towards heaven. But it's Dumao to find one for himself. Austin tried to get cheeky on the flank at Hut. Dumao waiting. Lado drops Stamina, and Slight will fall in turn. GODSENT pick up a 14th. Nothing doing at all in the gun round for Strife.
Oh, that stinks. That stinks for Strife. We've seen such a good game from them, and they're going to fall to that classic hit fall of the CT economy without really being able to give us much of a show here with proper guns out. So the problem with being lured into that early force by war is it's always going to favor the attack. Always does. Here comes pressure on in. Where are they going to go? Lobby crunch early. Shatter trying to clear. Good damage done, to be fair, but he's gone, and so is Joel's. Site's now taken. Pretty much. Dumao's going to hold for this and get one for free. And a second for free. And this round is distinctly over.
Oh, that's beautiful. Just awesome setup for GODSENT. You go for that quick hit that's worked for you already twice, even 3 times, I think, in this half. And you leave one behind. That's Dumao to watch for the rotations to come in and get free frags on the board. 2 very easy for him. And Stamina, last one standing, no longer. Phelps takes care of business. GODSENT on to match point. I should say map point, excuse me.
Map point. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah.
There's time to be done. I will say this is Strife's map pick, so it's not exactly encouraging. We'll be heading to a Vertigo next. Old Vertigo. Which isn't great for Strife. They haven't won it in the last 3 months. Have lost to Mythic twice and RBG once. So maybe they can put some server time in on Vertigo. Nice shot for Slate. He wants to get her done now. Don't want to deal with Vertigo, but there's the wrap on in. Slate still a nuisance, still a threat. The mini player taken out. Change, not exactly ideal. And look at the damage off of Joel's.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. A bullet away from a kill on 2, and the only healthy player has now been sprayed down. So this is a shutdown. Nothing doing here for GODSENT. They've secured map point, but here's where their run comes to an end. At least for now.
Wow, that's so much damage done by Joel's into that round. I mean, softened up all the targets for Austin. In fact, the first one that Austin faced with was the full HP player. He took care of him, and then the other ones, well, that was easy peasy for him. All right, so Strife, they're still alive. They get an 11th, but you have to deal with that huge bank that GODSENT has built up. And, well, they have enough to buy up for at least 2, maybe even, well, I would say 2 rounds guaranteed. They'll be able to buy up without much of a problem, especially if they get those bomb plants in. So Strife going to have to play some top-notch CS round after round after round just to push this one into OT. Here comes a quick hit again for GODSENT. Saturn going to deal with 1 and maybe a second. Yep, they're mowing them down, in fact. Excellent crossfire setup. They're ready this time. Taco and Dumao are trying to fight their way out of it, and they do with 3 of their own. Oh my goodness. Strife were in control, but Taco and Dumao against the flow of play find another one. This could be it, Mike, with only Slight left standing.
Slight will attempt some heroics here. If Taco comes around, that's a kill for free, but the problem is it is Slight who has to make the first move. Oh, Taco to come in clear. Slight just pulled off the angle, and timing will get the better of him.